Light rain with the city streets. The sky was cloudy, as if hiding deep sadness. In a simple house at the end of the alley, an old man lay weak. His name was Pak Hassan, a muezzin at a small mosque near his house. All his life, he always called the call to prayer with a voice full of sincerity. However, since a few days ago, his body was no longer able to stand. Old age had eroded his strength. Even so, there was one wish that he kept in his heart, wanting to call the call to prayer for the last time. Pak, just rest. Let someone else call the call to prayer, said his son, Ayman, in a soft voice. Mr. Hassan smiled weakly. Son, the call to prayer is a call to Allah. Since childhood, Father has never failed to call out the call to prayer. Let Father call out to his people once again, he said with sparkling eyes. That day, approaching the Maghrib prayer, the rain began to ease. Ayman helped his father to the mosque. With unsteady steps, Mr. Hassan climbed to the muezzin pulpit. The congregation fell silent, watching the old body stand upright with enthusiasm. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Mr. Hassan's voice echoed, penetrating the hearts of everyone who heard it. Although his voice sounded softer than usual, there was an extraordinary calm in the call to prayer. Several congregants shed tears, realizing that this might be the last call to prayer from their beloved muezzin. When the last sentence came out of his lips, La ilaha illallah, his body slowly weakened. Ayman ran after his father, who almost fell. Mr. Hassan smiled, his eyes staring at the sky that was starting to brighten after the rain. On his son's lap, with increasingly soft breaths, he whispered, Son. Dad's last call to prayer, finished. Then, he breathed his last. The entire mosque was silent. Soft sobs were heard among the congregation. The imam of the mosque bowed his head, then said, Indeed, Allah has called his servant in a beautiful condition. That night, the small town lost a loyal muezzin. However, the sound of his call to prayer will always ring in the hearts of those who have heard it. That night, the sky was cloudy again. Drizzling rain fell slowly as if accompanying Mr. Hassan's departure. News of the muezzin's death spread quickly. The small mosque where he gave the call to prayer for decades was filled with worshippers who came to pay their last respects. Ayman sat next to his father's body, looking at the calm face. Tears flowed, but there was pride in his heart. His father left the world in a glorious state, calling out God's call at the end of his life. MashaAllah, how beautiful the end of life is, whispered one of the congregation. That night, Mr. Hassan's body was washed and shrouded. Several parents who had known him since he was young helped with great respect. They said that Pak Hassan was once a simple young man, but his melodious voice touched the hearts of many people every time he gave the call to prayer. Among them, an old man named Pak said, I still remember, when I was little I asked, why does Hassan always want to be a muezzin? Pak took a deep breath, then continued, and he answered, because I want my voice to continue to echo in the sky even though I'm no longer there. Everyone fell silent. Those words felt so deep. The next day, after morning prayers, Pak Hassan's body was taken to its final resting place. Hundreds of people came to accompany him. Many of them don't even know him personally, but the sound of his call to prayer has been a part of their lives for years. When the tomb was closed, the call to prayer was heard again. But this time it wasn't from Mr. Hassan, but from a young man. His voice trembled, full of emotion, but remained loud. Ayman turned and saw a teenager standing in the corner of the grave with teary eyes. My name is Fadhil, Mr. Hassan taught me the call to prayer. I want to continue what he taught me." Tears fell again. Everyone realized that Mr. Hassan's legacy was not only the sound of his call to prayer, but also his spirit to call people to Allah. Since then, the small mosque at the end of the alley was never empty of the sound of the call to prayer. Fadhil and other young men took turns calling it. And every time the call to prayer sounded, people who knew Mr. Hassan would smile and say to themselves, "Your voice still echoes, Mr. Hassan. Your voice never really disappeared."